Episode 1. I'm sorry, Kingsley, but I can't marry you, Hannah Snees declared coldly in the CEO's office of Snees Corporation. She sat behind her desk, looking elegant in a black lace dress, her demeanor icy and aloof. Across from her sat a handsome man in modest attire. Kingsley Baldwin could not believe what he was hearing and asked, "Hannah, what do you mean? What happened to the promise between us?" They had agreed to tie the knot on the day Snees Corporation went public, marking the end of their 3-year courtship. "Since we've been dating each other, I'll be frank," Hannah replied, tucking a stray strand of hair behind her ear. Her stunning features exuded grace and beauty with every movement. "Kingsley, don't you think the gap between us has grown too wide? It's like we're from different worlds now. Forcing this relationship won't do you any good. For me, it would be a burden." "A burden?" Kingsley was stunned, never expecting Hannah to say such a thing. If it had not been for his help, the Snees family would have gone bankrupt long ago, let alone gone public. In fact, he had shaped Hannah's success with his own hands. "I know this decision is hard for you to accept. How about this? Consider it a debt I owe you. After we cancel the wedding, I'll give you a settlement cash, a villa, and a luxury car. That should be enough for you to live comfortably." Hannah pulled out a pen and checkbook from her designer purse as she spoke. Kingsley watched in silence as she wrote down the figure. 1.2 million. He felt as if he was looking at a stranger. "Is this all our years together are worth to you? Just a string of numbers?" Kingsley asked. Hannah's perfect features flickered with complexity for a moment before settling back into indifference. "If you think it's not enough, I can add more. Name your price." Kingsley stared at her, pain evident in his eyes at how Hannah had mistaken his question for thinking it was not enough. "So, you're dead set on backing out of this marriage?" Hannah pressed her lips together and turned to look out the window. "If that's how you want to see it, I have nothing more to say," she replied. She was a female CEO with a net worth of over $150 million, with countless admirers in Jarrodale. Kingsley, from any angle, did not fit into her world anymore. Not even on an intellectual level. This marriage was not what Hannah wanted. It was too ordinary for her tastes. "I never thought years of love, countless nights together, and all those breakfasts and dinners I made would ultimately lose to the fear of being ordinary." It's no surpriserie now the CEO of Snees Corporation, Jarrodale's golden girl, with countless admirers. And me? I'm just a nobody, clearly not worthy of the outstanding Miss Snees. Kingsley chuckled bitterly, feeling utterly disheartened. Hannah's brow furrowed as she glanced at him. "Kingsley, I admit you've done a lot for me, but it's not what I want. Forget it. I know you won't understand, no matter how much I explain. Take the money. Consider it compensation for your efforts over the years," Hannah said as she pushed the check toward him. Kingsley did not even look at the check. "A $1.2 million breakup fee? How generous of you, Ms. Snees. But I don't need it." He stood up and walked toward the door. Seeing Kingsley about to leave, Hannah's frown deepened. "Kingsley, I strongly advise you to take this money. Don't be a fool for the sake of pride. A small-time doctor like you could never earn this much in a lifetime." Kingsley ignored her words. In truth, $1.2 million was not a sum he particularly needed. "Hold it right there," a voice called out. A woman dripping in jewelry and wearing flashy makeup strode into the room. Kingsley immediately recognized her. Aunt Irene. It was Hannah's mother, Irene Cowell, who would have been Kingsley's mother-in-law. "Humph, drop the Aunt Irene, we're not that close. If you're leaving, take your things with you. Our mansion has no room for your junk," Irene barked. She pulled a small box and a credit card from her purse and tossed them at Kingsley. The warmth that had briefly appeared on his face was instantly replaced by a cold expression. It was the engagement ring he had carefully chosen for Hannah, along with the money he had saved for their wedding. Even if the marriage was broken off, there was no need to hurt his feelings. "Aunt Irene, you wanted this too? I thought I've always treated you with respect." Irene let out a harsh laugh, her voice grating. "What's the matter, Kingsley? Did I hit a nerve?" "Mom, watch your mouth." Hannah snapped, her brow furrowing. However, Irene was on a roll. "Why should I? He's nothing but a dreamer chasing the impossible. Does he think he can marry into our family? Not a chance. Oh, Kingsley, there's one more thing you should know. Hannah will soon be engaged to Harvey Weller once he returns from abroad. You're not in the same league as Harvey, got it? Irene's face was full of mockery as she said those. Kingsley looked at Hannah icily. He was shocked at her audacity to find someone new before she even ended things with him. Hannah avoided Kingsley's cold gaze, but her words were firm. The Weller family is a powerhouse in Jarrowdale, with influence across military, political, and business sectors. They've worked for generations to become one of the city's unshakable pillars. Harvey will inherit it all one day. An alliance between our families is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. For me, it's a chance to transform my life. At those words, Kingsley finally let go. He smiled and replied, "Is that so? Well then, allow this poor nobody to wish you and the Snees family all the best in your social climbing endeavors." With that, he walked out without another glance, showing no trace of attachment. As she watched Kingsley's retreating figure, Hannah felt a whirlwind of emotions. She had expected him to explode with anger or beg her to reconsider when he heard about Harvey. Yet, throughout it all, Kingsley had remained unnervingly calm, even indifferent at the end. "Mom, do you think I went too far?" Irene scoffed. "Too far? That good-for-nothing thinking he could marry you now that's going too far." She chuckled with a gleam in her eye. "Just wait until Harvey gets back, sweetie. Once you two are engaged, the Snees family will skyrocket to the top tier of Jarrowdale society. As for Kingsley, he's nothing. Thankfully, he knows better than to mess with me and is cooperative. Otherwise, I would have taught him a lesson he'd never forget." Hannah remained silent, feeling an inexplicable emptiness in her chest. It was as if something irreplaceable had suddenly vanished from her life. In the elevator, Kingsley opened the modest ring box. A dazzling pink diamond immediately caught the light, its brilliance filling the small space. This $7.5 million luxury ring was once known as the King of Diamonds of Jarrowdale, truly one of a kind. Kingsley did not know exactly how much money was on the bank card, but he was sure it was enough to buy Snees Corporation's 10 times over. Moments ago, Hannah and Irene had not even bothered to look at these treasures, with Irene dismissing them as junk. As the elevator doors opened, Kingsley stepped out. Well, if it isn't Kingsley. "You don't look so good," a mocking voice greeted him. Kingsley calmly looked up to see a man in a tailored suit, his hair slicked back, holding a bouquet of blue roses. It was Sean Fields, Jarrowdale's infamous trust fund baby and one of Hannah's most persistent admirers. Not wanting to talk to him, Kingsley tried to sidestep him, but Sean moved to block his path again. Kingsley's eyes turned cold as he stared directly at Sean. "Do you need something? If not, please move." Sean flashed an exaggerated grin. "Look, everyone, Hannah's lapdog is actually barking at me. Let me guess, the Snees family finally kicked you to the curb, huh?" As he taunted Kingsley, Sean noticed the ring box in his hand. "This is probably some cheap trinket. As if Hannah would ever want that. Let's all have a look." With a sneer, Sean knocked the box from Kingsley's hand, sending it clattering to the floor. The lid popped open, revealing a stunning pink diamond that rolled onto the floor. Sean's eyes widened in disbelief. "Isn't that the famous pink diamond from Radiant Jewelers? The one they call the Jarrowdale's King of Diamonds?" He gasped and questioned, "It's a $7.5 million diamond? How the hell did you get your hands on that?" The commotion drew the attention of Snees Corporation employees and passers-by. They gathered around, gawking at the jewel that had been the fantasy of countless women in Jarrowdale, a dream gift from a Prince Charming that no one could afford. Kingsley calmly picked up the box and closed it, a cold glint in his eye. With things being over with Hannah, he no longer felt the need to be polite to the parasites around her. Sean barked at his bodyguards, "Grab him. Make him tell us where he got that diamond."
Full story is available at novelpalace.com. Click the link in the comment section to get it free.